You got dumped and you wisely went no contact after getting dumped, but you're still connected on social media to your ex. And you've noticed an overabundance of posts just talking about how amazing their life is and how happy they are and how they're thriving. And it just seems a little phony and maybe a little too good to be true. And you're wondering if it's really fake. So in this video, I'm going to go over the 5 clear signs that your ex's happiness on social media is actually fake and they're desperately missing you. So let's talk about it. And of course, if they are miserable, they could reach out to you, right? But most people aren't going to be that vulnerable. They don't want to risk rejection in case they ask you back and you say no. So most people kind of breadcrumb and spoon feed a little bit to kind of test the waters. So you may notice that your ex begins to do things on social to try and get your attention before they actually reach out. So stay in no contact until you directly hear from them. Sign number 1, the posting pattern. You notice a sudden increase in the frequency with which they're posting on social. There's excessive life updates about every little thing that's going on in their life, and it's just completely different than their normal style previously. They're oversharing about their daily activities, and they're trying to document every happy moment. And you see, most people are not going to actually get on social media and post about how miserable they are, how much they miss their ex, and how badly they screwed up by dumping them. Most people are not going to do that. They're going to want to present this false sense of self to the world just to kind of help their own ego, essentially. So that is the psychology behind this overcompensation. Authentic posting, of course, does include some sharing of achievements and what you're doing and things like that, but it's also talking about struggles, things that aren't super serious. It's kind of a balance. But most importantly, what you want to look for are radical changes in what your ex is doing on social compared to when they were with you. Sign number 2, the caption change. They're posting long posts, almost defensive sounding posts about their happiness. The overuse of language like blessing and grateful and things like that describing their life. Maybe they're posting excessive philosophical quotes from well-known authors about amazing transformation and growth and happiness and inner peace and things like that. You might also see the excessive posting of memes about growth and spirituality and life lessons and things like that. Genuine happiness, of course, doesn't need justification. If they're genuinely happy, they're going to show that through their actions rather than tell everybody. Sign number 3, the performance shift. They may be radically altering their appearance and creating this whole new aesthetic for themselves. You might see dramatic shifts in their appearance, their clothing, their hair, things like that. If they used to be kind of overweight, maybe they're now physically active and losing some weight. But even then, in their photos, you're noticing everything looks a little staged and their smiles just look a little bit forced. And even their candid moments look a little staged and too good to be true. And overall, their general behavior just looks very uncharacteristic, as if they're trying to force themselves to become this new person that you know deep down inside they are not. Authentic change comes from within, and it comes from a place of happiness and wanting to reinvent themselves in a new way. It doesn't come from a place of fear. And right now, if you're seeing these signs I'm talking about, your ex is definitely coming from a place of fear. They are afraid of losing you, and they're afraid they made a grave mistake by dumping you. And nothing good ever comes from making decisions out of fear. Sign number 4, the timeline tell. They post things immediately after you post things. Just seems a little too coincidental, right? And they're most active on social when they know you're most likely to be active, and it's different than how it used to be. Maybe you're noticing an almost reactive pattern of posting from them. Maybe you post something and then they very shortly post something else that almost counters what you said. And overall, the timing of this just seems a little too strategic. Reactive behavior, of course, is coming from a heightened emotional state and again, coming from a place of fear. And that's never good. If anything, genuine healing and growth is probably going to be a little quiet on social media, not sharing an overabundance of it. Sign number 5, the friend factor. You notice, and you're also hearing, that there's less genuine interaction with your mutual friends from your ex. Maybe they're creating new connections with new people, and you're seeing that on social, or you're hearing about it from others, but it's just surface level. There's not anything deep going on with these new people. Maybe they go on tagging sprees, where they're just tagging themselves left and right in everybody's photos. And overall, it seems like they've traded quality for quantity. And of course, all of this really speaks to their loneliness. They're trying to fill this cup, but the cup has a hole in the bottom. And genuine support tells the person what they need to hear, not what they want to hear. So they may be pulling back from your mutual friends because your mutual friends may be supportive of you and a reconciliation, and they may not be in a place yet to hear that. Overall, real happiness doesn't need broadcasting on social media, and it doesn't need to be proved. Healing from a breakup takes time, and oftentimes people withdraw during that healing process and then kind of have a rebirth like a phoenix rising from the ashes. So if you're seeing these dramatic shifts in your ex's social media, they're probably really miserable without you. They're probably desperately missing you, but they're not quite ready to be vulnerable enough to ask you back. So stay in no contact until they do. Remember, I do offer one-on-one coaching. That can be in the form of a phone call, a Zoom session, or you can simply email me your problem. I'll record a custom video just like this one and get it back to you within a few days. If you want more info on that, it's down in the description or on this card right up here. But let me know your story down in the comments about what's going on with you and your ex, and I'll see you in the next video.